Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to this Etheria restart video. So for this Etheria restart video, we're gonna talk about Aurora right here. So Aurora is actually a boss which I think was pretty easy with Shadow Sanya in the past, where you just dispel and then you DOT and then you Sanya down. So I think right now with that immunity shield being more frequent, it is a lot tougher for that combo to pull through. And right here, right, there is a player who managed to clear through the Inferno stage, Luca right here. So there's only one record, so I believe Luca is probably the first guy in the whole server, the Asia server side. Not sure whether or not we are linked to global. We could be the first guy in the Asia side, or maybe even the whole world to clear through this Inferno stage right here. So pretty impressive stuff, because yeah, I believe it's tough because previously we had a few answers, but a lot of the answers got like nerfed before the global release. So for this boss fight over here, Luca ran a whole bunch of Dispellers in the form of Hendrich, being a secondary DPS as well as a Dispeller. Mainly Dispeller because he has 1/1/1 on all the skills, and he has the Time Weave as well as the Swift Rush set, which is more debuff centric. So he would be there to increase the damage output of our dear Rosa over here. So the Rosa is the core carry, 5/1/1 with 5/5 in terms of the duplicates, so maximum damage on Rosa right here. And then our Hendrich is a debuffer with speed as well as accuracy buff on the equipments. And then there's this Kazami Kazuyo. This unit is coming up a lot, and I think it's really something to do with her ultimate, where you can reduce the cooldown of the animal skills as well as Shell CD. So Shell CD means you can actually reduce the shell cooldown of Halloween right here, making her spells a lot more spammable. And she has this ability to dispel a buff as well, which means that you can also strip the immunity shield so that your debuffs can actually go through. So pretty good stuff as well. So Kazami also has the ability to reduce the speed. So both Hendrich as well as Kazami has the ability to remove the immunity shield, so you can debuff the boss, either to slow the boss down or increase your team's overall damage output with Hendrich ability over here. So that's the idea. And then we have two healers, one Mia with another Dispel. So this is 115 maximum heal right here with reduced skill cooldown. So his idea, from what I can see, is just him spamming a whole bunch of Dispels, heals, and then use Kazami Kazuyo over here to reduce the cooldown of all the skills, and then continue to cycle through all the different heals that he have right here. So Linglor is 5/1/1, right, with the ability 1 being 5, because you want to increase the ability for Linglor to dispel, because there's actually a lot of DOT from this boss. So that's the idea of this build. Okay, so before we start running through Luca's replay, which is about 6 minutes long, let's talk about the different mechanics in play for Aurora and how Luca meticulously broke down all the different mechanics to clear the run. Okay, this is very impressive because I think he answered almost everything. So first of all, we have Pristine Crystal right here dealing AoE damage, and if the targets have debuff, increases the damage multiplier to 600%. So you can just reduce this damage output by having your debuff removal units like Mia as well as Linglor, and also have immunity to protect against the debuffs. And then we have the second skill, Dangling Foliage. So the first part is Wild Proclamation, which is damage over time, which is one you can dispel, and the second part is Accumulated Anger. So this Accumulated Anger will convert into the Wrath stack, and at the 15 stack for the Wrath, she'll be able to do Lingering Grudge. So before we talk about this, let's talk about the third skill, Lingering Grudge. So this is an AoE skill which deals damage to all enemies, and every time this skill is used, you increase the damage multiplier further. So the more this skill is spammed, the harder it hits, and then eventually you'll be able to bring down your team. So your goal is to slow down the Wrath stacks by removing Accumulated Anger whenever possible, and the most efficient way to do it is to remove your Wild Proclamation and then use high multi-hit units to quickly remove the stacks of Accumulated Anger. So he did this by using Rosa as well as Hendrich with high multi-hits from the third skill, right, as well as the second skill. And then we have Rosa right here with a lot of multi-hits with follow-up damage with even more multi-hits of the normal attack. So this is where you're able to remove the Accumulated Anger stacks, and obviously all the other units are able to do damage as well. So this will help you actually get through the Accumulated Anger really quickly to slow down the Wrath stack. So this Kazami over here not only dispel but also increases all the animal skill CD of the opponent's side. So there is this possibility that it is able to actually increase the skill CD of the boss. So later on we'll take note of that, but I think he's mostly using it for the ultimate as well as the dispel so that you can maximize your damage. So this is it for the dangling foliage. So the last curse shield over here is I'll say something that you can't avoid because it basically reduces damage dealt by the affected unit. So you can just live through it and then slowly wither the boss down. So that's like basically what was done. And then last but not least, last skill plays in death. So when there's 5 enemy animuses, Aurora faces them in normal state, and for each enemy defeated becomes more berserk, dealing more damage. So yeah, you kind of want to keep your whole team alive to prevent her from steamrolling. So this unit over here I think has this few layers of factor to consider, and that's why it's the toughest boss, because if you don't deal with the damage over time, it kills you eventually. If you don't deal with accumulated anger, it kills you eventually as well. If you let rev stacks too quickly, you die pretty quickly to this one as well. And then if you let any of your units die, the boss will hit really hard with your pristine crystal as well. So that's why for this fight it's impressive, because with the double healer shred, with the cooldown reduction, you're able to cycle through your AoE ultimate heals more consistently, and this will give you that really good like HP consistency threshold to prevent the death and then slowly wither the boss down on your side. So without further ado, let's start the replay and see what Luca did. I'm pretty sure this is a manual run, because like you have to sort of time your skills and time your ultimate so you don't stack on them. It could be an auto run to be honest, but let's see. Okay, Lingdor's ultimate. This is the AI order. Mia's ultimate, also AI order, massive healing. So this removes all the damage over time. So for this part, you can see that there's this accumulated anger right here, right? So if you have Wild Proclamation, this accumulated anger stack is at 15. So you use your multi-hit. Hendrix right here did 3 hits, so you remove 3 stacks right here. Let's speed up. Kazami right here uses the ultimate, reduce the cooldown of all the use skills, so Hendrix skill as well as your double major heal. Rosa right here with heavy multi-hits. So first ultimate, we speed up this, 3 attack, so remove 3 stacks. Okay, White Fang hits for 2 hits. So our role of the healer is just to give us a sustain, and then the damage dealer with all the multi-hit is able to remove this anger really quickly, and then this will slow down this rev stack right here, as you guys can see. So this rev stack is important to be kept as low as possible because it deals increased damage from the lingering grudge over time. So the more you use, the harder it hits, eventually you will die. Okay, so we're just gonna keep it at 3 times, so this is basically the cycle. Dispel, so you get your Hendrix debuff, so your Rosa can actually hit harder as well, because last word increases crit damage taken and the chance of taking crit hit by 7%. It's quite easy with Rosa right here because Rosa is a crit build unit that deals a lot of crit damage, so this is really good synergy as well in terms of the DPS side. Okay, so you can see the debuffs going through. So another reason why you want to debuff the boss is to get your Rosa debuff on the boss so that you can maximize your damage output. Okay, so this is pretty much it for the battle. I believe at this point, let's take a look at the skills and whether or not he's actually manually. Because if he's actually autoing, I think Kazami might actually use the second skill. But from the looks of it, I think the Kazami didn't actually use the second skill. So I believe, right, it's a manual run. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, didn't use the second skill at all. So like if you go by AI's skill priority, usually it's ultimate, and then you have this one. So Mia over here additionally has the ability to sort of reduce all animals and shell CD as well. So this helps to reduce this skill, and then this skill helps to reduce all the other skills as well, and then you're able to cycle through all your skills to answer to the boss. Yeah, this is definitely a manual run right here. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it, right? I think this is how the battle goes through for the full fight. Just heal, dispel, and then you reset all your skills, and then you heal, dispel, and then just slowly hit the boss. So this rev management is quite important. I think it actually used one of the third skill, one of the lingering grudge already. I think all these different sustain and different dispel is enough to, you know, hold the team in place. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're not going to run through the full 6 minutes because the boss is only at the halfway mark. But for this bite, if you guys are on the Asia server, you guys should be able to see it. But even if you're not able to see it, the idea is basically what I explained, right? Dispel, double heal, cycle through your CD, hit the boss, slow down the lingering grudge ability. Thank you very much for tuning in. Do remember to like and subscribe to see more, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys!